I know I have already beaten a dead horse in regards to speculation over who Rey's parents are, but when major news on the topic breaks, I just gotta talk about it a little bit. A little while back, J.J. Abrams let a little nugget slip, whether intentional or not, that Rey and Leia had never met. Basically meaning that Rey was not the daughter of Han and Leia, or at the very least, Leia. Now, just recently, we got a new bit of info on the topic from J.J. yet again, that this time around seems to be quite a bit more concrete and quite a bit more deliberate. In a sit-down interview with Chris Rock, he took a question from somebody in the audience that outright asked, "Who are Rey's parents?" And JJ said, pretty much outright, I believe his exact words were, "Rey's parents are not in episode 7. So I know this is going to be difficult for some people, especially those clinging strongly still to the notion that Rey would be a Solo, or in more people's case, a Skywalker, but it just doesn't look like it's going to be the case, and in my opinion, nor should it be. So let's go ahead, let's just cross the names Skywalker and Solo off the potential Rey's surnames list. Now, a lot of people out there are going to say, what about Star Trek Into Darkness and Khan? To which I say, J.J. Abrams has already cried wolf once and had it somewhat backfire on him. And in that movie's case, it was sort of necessary to try and maintain that cover-up for the sake of a major plot reveal. I think JJ's learned the hard way at this point that you can't necessarily outsmart the internet, but you can put things into one film to mislead a lot of the audience into thinking one thing when you're actually going in an entirely different direction. I know there's probably even more people out there who are still going to say, but Star Wars is about the Skywalkers, aka the Kardashians of a galaxy far, far away. And to that, if every movie and every continuous trilogy is going to be about the children, grandchildren, great-grandchildren, and so on of a slave woman from Tatooine who got knocked up by the Force, there's just so much more out there within this universe, and I think the excitement over something like Rogue One is already going to show that people are interested in sort of stepping outside this family drama. That, and while the Skywalker family has always been very prominent and crucial to the overall story of Star Wars, has one of them ever been the most likable character in a Star Wars movie? Think about that. There's also a lot of people out there that think Rey could be the reincarnation of Anakin Skywalker, aka the Chosen One, or a clone made from Luke's severed hand recovered with his lightsaber in Cloud City. To which I say it's possible, actually, but I don't think it's necessarily likely, because if you're going to make Rey a character that was very well received almost across the board by fans for being a fresh, new, and enjoyable character, having her just be the reincarnation or the clone of a previous character kind of diminishes the quality of that new character that you've established. That and the idea of reincarnation kind of seems really out of place with everything within the Star Wars universe. But then again, the Force is something that we're continually learning more about, and we aren't necessarily sure of what its limits are, so again, not something you can entirely rule out, even though I admittedly am not a huge fan of. I'd also add that I think the concept of a Chosen One puts entirely too much focus on just one character when we've got a pretty solid ensemble cast going on. And I think the idea of a Chosen One in general was a poorly written concept that was shoehorned into the prequel trilogy to try and add greater importance to a poorly written character of the prequel trilogy, Anakin Skywalker. I guess in short, the idea of seeking out a Chosen One is a concept that is much better left alone in my opinion at this point. If I'm being totally honest at this point, given that my Rey Dameron theory was disproven based on the age of Rey not actually lining up with the dates it would need to within that theory, I think those that have been on the Rey Kenobi wagon all along are probably in for some good news eventually. Anyway, that's just a couple quick thoughts I had about this most recent bit of news that we got, as well as a couple takes on what it might mean, and addressing some other things that I've been seeing a lot recently in comments on previous videos. If you like this video, please, as always, hit it with the like button. I always appreciate that. If you've got more comments and thoughts on the matter, please feel free to share. And as always, everybody, thanks so much for watching.